Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Dares TV. I'm back with another review, and this one is of Atlanta Season 3, Episode 3, The Old Man and the Tree. If you like this video, I'm going to be doing reviews, like I said, of everything Atlanta of Season 3 and Season 4. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Leave a comment if you have any opinions about this video, about this episode. And let's start with this review. So basically, the episode starts with Earn setting up a meeting with a billionaire named Will with Paperboy. So, he wants to get Paperboy more connected with billionaires that can conduct some business and stuff like that. And basically, most of this episode, deals with that. Basically, that's where they're at. And we finally meet this billionaire named Will, and he basically looks like he lives in a dump. And once they meet them, he's making references to UK rap and stuff like that. He even says that he's happy that mumble rap exists because I guess he's saying that UK rap sounds like mumble rap. It kind of does. And it even makes a reference to 21 Savage because we find out a couple years ago that he's from Britain, so that was interesting. Then, Will basically ends up taking them all the way upstairs to this fancy penthouse. So basically, that was a decoy house, as I think as Darius says. So, yeah, that was interesting. I also noticed that in this episode that basically everybody has an upgraded look in this season. I'm talking about the gang, Earl and friends. They all look different from how they looked in the previous two seasons. Earl got the whole part in his hair, I guess like that, what do you call it, an S curl or something. He even got himself a gold watch and everything. Everybody looks upgraded. Darius and dyed his hair blonde, and he's wearing all those weird outfits. Van got her own style, and definitely Paperboy looks like he's definitely excelled in his career. So everybody has an upgraded look, and I like the way that they all look different from how they looked when they were just starting out in the first two seasons. Will and Earn basically talk, about business and stuff like that, and he talks about his artists. Earn is taking a look at Van. Now when he looks at Van, it's probably two things. Because of course he wants to help Van to meet this new artist, and also he's still in love with Van. He's bothered by her. He wants to know why she's here. He has lots of going on in his mind about Van. So basically, Will ends up taking Earl and Van to meet this artist that he's working with. Paperboy ends up meeting a guy at the party named Fernando, and he asks him if he likes trees, and he actually shows him a tree. Not the trees, but, an actual, like, tree that's in the ground. So, yeah, okay. So, Fernando tells Paperboy that they have a room where they, can smoke as much as you want and gamble, and now he's like, okay, now you're actually getting me interested in something I want to do. So Paperboy, he's just like, let's go. So Darius also ends up seeing a woman at a party. I believe her name was MK, and he basically was asking her to pass him like a cup or something like that, or maybe I don't remember what it was, but the woman hits him with one of those classical lines that all men have heard. Oh, I have a boyfriend or I have a husband or whatever like that, and basically he wasn't even interested in her like that. So, you know, and then she says, "Oh, I'm sorry," and goes on about her business. Then Darius ends up meeting a guy named Socks, not the SOX socks, but the actual socks that you wear. Yeah, okay. And his lining is just he's going a whole George Jefferson five head type of lining got going on. It's intense, as Darius would say, And one of the things that Darius says is that he says the only dangerous white guys had that type of hairstyle. That was kind of hilarious. I like that. I heard Darius said that because because Jason Statham and Bruce Willis, they had that whole far back lining going on with it for him. So that was kind of funny on Darius's part. Then let's get back to Earn and Van. They end up meeting this new artist named TJ, and he basically looks like every SoundCloud rapper mixed in one. He even shows them even the type of artwork that some SoundCloud rappers make. It was basically an old white guy that's half naked, dressed like a hype beast. So yeah, that guy. I guess that's what he was supposed to be making a reference as. He's not necessarily like the Black Justin Bieber from earlier in the series. He's just a SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, and he's not definitely as squeaky clean as a Clark County, when it comes down to image wise, but So Paperboy, he smoked some with his guys and stuff like that, and he ends up putting a lot of money up. My prediction was that was gonna bite him in the butt. It was obvious that was gonna happen. It was just gonna completely get him. It was obvious that was gonna happen. I don't know why would he want to gamble with these strangers, but there has been times early in the series where Earl ended up accidentally getting Paperboy in bad situations and messed him up, like with Tracy and the whole pajama party thing going on, and now it's just him just basically destroying himself by gambling and stuff. He might end up being one of the rappers that just completely go bankrupt. But anyway, let's get back to the episode. So Will tells Earn he spent a lot of money on TJ, and basically Earn sees that working with Will and TJ is basically a total bad investment. I don't remember the exact details of the investment, because Earn is sort of looking back at TJ, and TJ is just, slowly getting closer and closer while being on his phone and stuff like that. But he sees that working with this guy is a bad idea. TJ is just not a good investment. Then Earl ends up bringing in Doja Cat as a way to escape from out of this whole business deal, saying that, Doja Cat was already doing it in her camp. And, so he ends up saying that to get up out of there. So then Fernando, back with Fernando and Paperboy, he tells a story of basically a wet, ashy black man as a ghost was in his house and he had sex with him. Okay. So Paperboy is asked about God and the devil and stuff like that, and Fernando sort of makes asks him if he believes in God or the devil, and Paperboy says, "Yeah, I believe in God" and stuff like that, and then Fernando makes a reference to the devil being powerful. I'm guessing he was referring to himself, which was totally creepy. And Paperboy, he wins the game, but he ends up losing his money. And Fernando and his pals, even the woman that was distributing all the poker stuff, leaves, and he's there by himself. So he just got. So yeah, that was uh, yeah. So then we keep seeing this running model running through the house. I don't know what's up with that. It was just random. She just running through the house, and she ended up taking Paperboy's hat. It was random. Darius is confronted by more white people who are basically wanting to comfort him after he got rejected by MK. Okay. And then, Paperboy basically tells Earn that he lost, I believe, $4,000, and he basically wants to get revenge. And Earl knows that TJ is basically a scammer and just using Will, but you know, TJ says something about basically how white executives, music artists are getting over on black artists. So I think he said something about how he decided to do the same, go back to these white executives. I guess so. Then Earl sort of thinks like, maybe he's right. So and then also Paperboy tells TJ like, yeah, this dude he basically got my money, Fernando, and TJ even knows that Fernando ain't coming back. So I'm guessing that Fernando has a history of doing this to people at these parties. So Earl, during this whole ordeal, Earn ends up checking out Van, and as she just basically smiles and just pushes guy in a pool. I guess, and that's showing sort of signs of maybe some tension going on, something going on up under, deep inside, that she's trying to smile, but she knows something's going on that's not right. So she's being passive aggressive, I guess, like, pushing people in pools and stuff like that. And Earl ends up asking Van, is she mad at him, I guess, sort of because of their breakup they had, I believe, in the last season. I don't remember exactly how they broke up. I know they were playing like ping pong or something like that. The show was off TV for like 4 years, so forgive me if I don't remember a lot of the events that happened. So he says her mom is worried about her also, and she claims everything is okay. We know it's not. Something's going on there. My prediction is that I don't know when, but somewhere before the end of this season, she's gonna have some type of meltdown. And as she walks off, she pushes another person to the pool. Yeah, so this is some passive aggressive stuff going on here that she don't want to say. She want to claim everything is okay, but she's doing something women do. When they do claim to not be mad, but say, oh, I'm not angry, but then just have sort of have an attitude, but not say nothing, be passive aggressive, I guess. So yeah, and anyway, back to Darius. Darius is surrounded by, let me see. Darius is surrounded by a bunch of white folks, helping him through his rejection that he got. He ends up seeing MK again, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And he's trying to like, "Yo, get out of here, because these people gonna try to, get at you." And they basically spot her, and they chase her in a house, and then some random guy comes up and basically tells Darius that it's all white guilt. This is all it is, just white guilt that this. And he's right. That is a perfect example of white guilt. They're trying to sort of comfort him for getting a mild rejection, and they want to act like they're so sorry for him. But yeah, it's white guilt. That's all it is. So and then there's a bar. When I do reviews of episodes of TV shows, anytime anybody has a quote that I like, I gotta put that down as a bar. So, he said something in this episode, something like Darius said that something has value when something else doesn't have value. I guess he said something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but he's making a reference to the white guilt that he's been experiencing in this episode. That was a bar. I don't remember exact words. If anybody can remember it, leave a comment. But he said something about when something has value, something else that I can't remember what he said. When something has value, something only has value when something else doesn't, or something like that. That was a bar. I love that line that he had with whoever that random guy was. He was in the living room with. And then Paperboy ends up finding Fernando somewhere else in a party, I guess, and he's outside in some room, and Fernando's trying to act like he don't hear him, but so Paperboy decides to go completely berserk. Gets a chainsaw and gets to cutting down a tree that he showed him earlier in this episode. Earl ends up seeing a slave in the picture that he had of I think that was maybe the Will's maybe his father or something like that, I guess, or somebody he knew, a great grandfather, that there was like a slave in the background of that picture. And so that completely changes Earl's opinion that, hey, he decides that maybe TJ should use Will and get him of all the money that he can. Will already spent like about, I think, a half a mil on TJ, so he's like, you know what? You're right. You know what? Get at these executives that are using black artists, so feel free. So he, decides it's a better idea, I guess. Darius says that basically they should get up out of this party because basically Paperboy is cutting down a tree. Will decides to even go as far as divorce MK because she rejected Darius, so that even more white guilt coming out of nowhere. The gang completely leaves the party after Soldier Boy, not Soldier Boy, Paperboy ends up taking all the expensive stuff at the party. That this whole thing with Paperboy and trying to get his money back, it reminds me so much of, I think, back in season 1 when the promoter was trying to avoid paying Earl, stuff like that, and basically Paperboy had to go and check that dude. That's what this whole episode totally reminds me of. And yeah, so basically the gang get up out of there and they run and hopped in their truck and they laugh it off. Seeing MK out there crying and stuff like that, and then Socks pops up again out of nowhere. So giving Paperboy his hat back, that was quite random, but okay. And then episode ends with Earl trying to call Van. I guess she kind of just disappeared after pushing all them people in the pool like that, trying to drown them. And she's out someplace eating, and she just completely ignores call from him. So I don't know. There's something going on between them two. I can't really explain it. My only prediction for whatever maybe next episode might be, because I actually didn't see the preview, is there's could be some type of confrontation between Earl and Van. Yeah, that's true. And I do feel that since the way this episode ended, I can tell Paperboy isn't going to get any more revenge. He just got to take that L that he lost $4,000, so it's not going to really hurt him. His career is going pretty well, so. But definitely, I can tell that if Paperboy doesn't be careful, he's going to mess around and go bankrupt. And he's going to have to go back to Atlanta. So, yeah, like I said, this TV show is a very random show. Every episode is different in their own way, and oftentimes I can't even see the previews because the way that these episodes are set up. Sometimes I'll see an episode and they don't show me the next episode, when it comes down to the ways that I watch this show. Let's just say that I don't watch it on TV. I have other methods if I watch this show. I'm not really going to say it on camera, but I'll find some other way to watching the show. And yeah, so I don't really can't predict what's going to happen next episode because I didn't see the previews. But yeah, there's going to be some type of interaction between Earl and Van. Something's going to happen because of their breakup. And Van is reacting very weirdly about it. So we're going to find that out. And if Paperboy doesn't be careful, he's going to go bankrupt if he keep blowing all his money on, throwing it on fans and bail money and gambling. He's going to end up like all the other rappers if you don't chill. And that's about it. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. If you like anything that involves Atlanta, subscribe to my channel because I got so much more content coming for Atlanta. And thanks for watching my video.